The world stood still on April 26, 2025, as mourners gathered in Vatican City to bid farewell to Pope Francis. Heads of state and dignitaries from across the globe converged on St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects. Amidst the solemn rituals and reflections on the Pope's legacy of peace, a significant diplomatic encounter unfolded. U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met face-to-face for the first time since a highly publicized and contentious meeting in February. The Vatican, a symbol of hope and reconciliation, provided an unexpected backdrop for this crucial exchange. Cameras captured the two leaders engaged in what appeared to be a serious and focused conversation. The unexpected meeting, lasting approximately 15 minutes, has ignited speculation about a potential shift in U.S.-Ukraine relations. It has also fueled hopes for progress toward ending the devastating conflict in Ukraine, which has raged for over 3 years. The meeting's timing, just hours before the Pope's funeral, amplified its symbolic weight. The Vatican confirmed the meeting took place but declined to provide details. However, sources close to both delegations suggest that the conversation centered around the ongoing peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. The meeting's significance was underscored by the presence of other world leaders, including UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron, who were instrumental in facilitating the encounter. The Vatican meeting marked a stark departure from the icy tensions that characterized the previous encounter between Trump and Zelensky in February. That meeting, held at the White House, was marred by accusations and recriminations, with Trump publicly criticizing Zelensky for a perceived lack of gratitude for U.S. support. Trump's decision to temporarily suspend arms shipments and intelligence sharing to Ukraine following the February meeting sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles. The February meeting exposed deep divisions between Washington and Kiev over the best approach to resolving the conflict in Ukraine. Trump has repeatedly urged Zelensky to accept territorial concessions to Russia as part of a peace deal, a suggestion that Zelensky has vehemently rejected. The suspension of U.S. aid further strained the already fragile relationship between the two countries. The recent Vatican meeting, however, suggests a potential thaw in relations. The White House described the meeting as very productive, while Zelensky called it very symbolic and potentially historic. While details of the conversation remain closely guarded, the shift in tone is undeniable. Despite the more conciliatory tone, significant obstacles remain in the path to peace in Ukraine. Key sticking points include the status of Crimea, sanctions relief for Moscow, security guarantees for Ukraine, and financial compensation for Kyiv. The U.S. has been pushing for a negotiated settlement that would involve territorial concessions from Ukraine, a proposal that has been met with resistance from Kyiv and its European allies. Zelensky has insisted that any peace deal must include a complete withdrawal of Russian forces from Ukrainian territory, including Crimea. He has also called for security guarantees from the West to prevent future Russian aggression. The U.S., while supportive of Ukraine's right to defend itself, has been reluctant to offer any concrete security guarantees. The Vatican meeting provided an opportunity for Trump and Zelensky to discuss these issues face-to-face and to explore potential areas of compromise. While it is too early to say whether the meeting will lead to a breakthrough in the peace process, the fact that the two leaders were able to engage in a constructive dialogue is a positive sign. The Vatican meeting took place under the long shadow of Pope Francis, who passed away on April 23, 2025. The Pope was a tireless advocate for peace and reconciliation, and his absence was keenly felt by those gathered for his funeral. In his final public address, the Pope had called for an end to the senseless violence in Ukraine and urged world leaders to work together to find a peaceful solution. The meeting between Trump and Zelensky, while unplanned, seemed to embody the spirit of the Pope's message. Whether this brief encounter in the heart of the Catholic Church will mark a turning point in the quest for peace in Ukraine remains to be seen. However, the image of these two leaders, once locked in a war of words, now engaged in quiet diplomacy, offers a glimmer of hope for a better future.